Hey everyone, it is Havo High here, bringing another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. We're talking JP, or we're going to be talking a lot of JP, because news broke last night. All of Dokkan went crazy because the JP version of the game got a news feed for the New Year's celebration for this upcoming 2018, and it was hype. There is so much stuff to talk about. So we're going to spend some extra time talking about then doing this overview and analysis. I didn't do a breaking news because just by the time if I were to recorded that, you guys have already been inundated and would have seen a ton of stuff. So I'm going to go a little bit more detail, talk a little bit more about what's to come and what to expect, especially, of course, the cards you see here, Vegito, Blue, and Rose, and a little bit more about the other cards that are coming in the celebration. So amazing stuff. I am hyped. Hopefully you guys are hyped. If you guys aren't JP players, 2018 might be a good start to transfer over or begin to play. And if you guys are JP players, I know you guys are very happy to see all this stuff dropping. So we're gonna focus really on, of course, we're gonna focus on the bottom. There is Vegito, Blue, and Rose, but I'm going to quickly talk about some of the other items that are coming out on the celebration, which is really great. First is going to be the Extreme Z Awakening for OG lead, the OG 3000 leads, Broly, and the next slide I'll show you the details of what's to come from that. But it's really incredible what that unit's going to turn into. On top of that, Super Battle Road, which is something that was, I think, just only on the weekend, right? Only on the weekend. It's now going to be daily for this whole celebration. People can do Super Battle Road every single day, which is going to be nice, because I hate really having just the limitation of weekends, because not everybody can play during the weekend. People are busy, they're out, they're doing some other stuff, and they're maybe wanting to play during the weekdays. So this will, I think, test the waters on being able to use and do Super Battle Road every single day, because not everybody can even do Super Battle Road because of how crazy difficult it is in the first place. So with that, that is an added benefit for players not having to wait for the weekend for Super Battle Road. On top of that, we're going to have a LR campaign for the second LR that came out originally, and that is the LR androids. Just like LR Goku, the campaign basically is you get all the orbs and all the Kais, 10 other Kais, if you have the unit at 100%. So if you grind and you get anything, it kind of basically refunds all those resources that you use if you did get LR androids to 100%. On JP, I haven't done anything on them, so I'm just going to be grinding them all the way through. On global, it's already good to go. Hopefully on global they'll do the same thing and do it at the same time, so which would be beneficial for me on global. And the last little category there is we're going to get a free-to-play. The JP version is going to get a free-to-play Android 18 called New Start. It's a rainbow type of leader with a nice support buff, and we'll talk about that toward the end of the video. But of course, you guys want to talk about is Vegito, Blue, Rose, but we will. First, I want to cover the information that I got from Dokkan Wiki, and most of this information I got from Dokkan Wiki, so shout out to them on there. And that's going back to the Extreme Z Awakening for Broly, the OG 3000. Broly is getting upgraded just like the OG 3000 Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the AGL one. And in my previous videos, I've talked about the pattern that this is going to be. All of the OG 3000 cards will be upgraded through the remaining months here, so it's going to be interesting to see the buffs that they all get. This one, on one hand, the reason why I call it OG 3000, these were the particular types, an attack plus 3000 flat, to now going to be, if you get him to, I think the leader skill, he'll fully awaken at level 13, and then level 15 is when you get the passive. So the leader skill is going to be now a God Lead, strength type +3 to key attack, HP attack defense 70%, so 70% God Lead on here. And his mass damage to all enemies turns into supreme damage, so it's not immense, so it's not gonna hit as hard probably as LR Broly, but because it's Mega Colossal on there, but still, this is gonna be an amazing AoE card. And then while you attack all enemies, your attack raises for 3 turns, and that stacks. His passive is very interesting. So his passive turns from his defense going to 0 and flat attack at 7,000 to own attack and defense plus 80% when attacking. I've not seen a card that you're able to buff the defensive skill or defensive stats of Broly. It's always the opposite. It's defensive reduced. This is defense reduces 0. Every orb you take, the defenses drops a percentage, stuff like that. But this is, I think, the only one that kind of gets a defensive buff, which is very interesting. So I think this card is going to be amazing. I think a lot of free-to-play players, because you can get this unit off of the Red Dragon Stone, is going to really enjoy it. And I think it's really helping the free-to-play players stay more relevant and do you know, other type of events that are harder and harder, and even do a little bit more on the World Tournament as well, so if you don't have LR Broly. So the stats there, I don't think it's updated yet, so we'll go ahead and not really go into the stats there, but I think it's going to get closer to the 20,000, 22,000 range on HP and attack, and having that at 80% buff, you're talking about, you know, getting, you know, LR type buff type of stats. So gonna be an amazing card. Hopefully you free-to-play players can do a lot of the Z Awakening, and I really love that ladder style gameplay, which I'll talk about in an improvement video in the future, so look out for that, by the way. So let's talk now about all the cards that you really want to talk about, and you guys probably seen some details on it, but I'll go into a little bit more detail on these units. And we're gonna count them 8 brand new units, 13 new card arts for JP. Pretty impressive. And what's surprising for me, guys, is that JP's 3-year anniversary, which they do crazy stuff for 3-year anniversaries, or for every anniversary, but for this 3-year anniversary, it's going to be toward the end of January, beginning of February. So this is dropping at the end of December, so 1 month from now, they're going to plan on something better than this. So they're going to put all the category leads or something in a banner or something like that, but having new cards like this is pretty impressive and pretty amazing for JP, and all hype. And we're going to talk about this from top to bottom, and especially the surprise one on the bottom that I thought it was going to be a global exclusive, but I guess not. The power of JP has spoken. So let's dig right into this. Oh, by the way, this is going to drop in a couple days. I'm recording this on the 26th, so tomorrow these units will be dropping, the banners will be dropping. So yeah, pretty amazing. 9:05 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Eesh. Crazy hyped. I'm like getting my my JP iTunes account ready to go to buy some stones. So let's talk about the unit, and let's talk about this first Vegito Blue. We're gonna get the tech version of Vegito Blue here. This is the SSR that Dokkan awakens to the TUR art. I think it's really neat. Really sharp art. The HD looks really great. The SSR it looks kind of funny because the legs seem a little bit short, I guess. I don't know. Kind of a bigger head looking like, because the angle on the old SSR is really cool, because it's kind of the unit's kind of towering, the character's kind of towering over everything. This is more just like, hey, in your face kind of scenario, but I really like it. The funny thing is, I did make this is now a callback to my Havo Cards series, and my Havo Cards is my fan-made Dokkan cards. So I did make one that's a TUR that turned into LR, but this is the TUR one, because if you look at the final Kamehameha being charged up, well, my Havo card is him about ready to fire that final Kamehameha. So it looks kind of interesting on there. It's kind of like an action shot from the TUR to this one here. So anyway, let's look at the details and look at this amazing card. Strength surpassing God, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegito Blue. He is max 120, TUR typed, super tech, 50 cost. His leader skill, very interesting. So he is a Neo God because he's a 120 lead. Neo God, he's a super type Neo God, but there is a interesting dynamic where all the type advantages must be accounted for in your team for your buff to activate. So this being tech, of course, you need to have everything else. You have to have int, you have to have physical, you have to have strength, and you have to have AGL, all on the same team for you to be activated. So there is a little bit of limitation, but if you have all the 120 leads, you just put them all in and you're gonna be rocking. So luckily on my JP account I do have all the 120 leads, so I can't wait to pull this unit because it's going to be amazing. So let's talk about the super attack and passive skill as well. Super attack is final Kamehameha. I don't have the animation on here, but it's pretty basic from what I've seen. But his super attack is amazing because he has what we call in the community the Kaioken effect, and that's raises attack and defense forever, infinitely, as long as you're fighting in the same rounds and same battle, and it causes immense damage. So the raises attack and defense is 20% raise, and like I said, it's infinite raise. So pretty impressive. Sorry, I had to take a little drink of water there. So his passive skill, the Serious Onslaught, is a very impressive dynamic. Now you might notice that the major passive that's typically on a Vegito or Super Vegito or Vegito Blue is the counter. There is no counter on this. You might go, man, they nerfed Vegito Blue. But let's take a closer look at how this dynamic works. So his Serious Onslaught passive skill is ultra high chance of 2 additional attacks with a high chance of those being super attacks. Now this is going to work along with the super attack dynamic. So the ultra high chance, I don't know exactly what the percentage is, I believe it's like 80-90%, and the high chance is above 50%. So that's a pretty good percentage buff on there for having those 2 additional attacks. And then the attack is 15% for every attack. So that's a very different dynamic versus a lot of other ones you've seen. The physical Super Vegito, it's when he gets attacked, he increases in, he gets buffed up. But this is every single attack, and it's maxed out at 150. So if he does 10 attacks, it's going to be maxed out. So you might go, man, 10 attacks, that's over 3 rounds. Yeah, if you did 3 rounds and you got the additional attacks every single round, 3 attacks, 3 attacks, 3 attacks, you got 9 attacks. So that's going to be 135%, which is incredible after 3 rounds. But if you have the 4th round, it'll bump up to the 150. But let's add that super attack dynamic in there, that 20%. If you get all, let's go best case scenario. If you get all 3 attacks as super attacks, all 3 of them, that's 60% attack and defense boost, right? Because of the super attack dynamic. And once again, the Kaioken effect, you stack and stack unlimitedly, limitlessly, however you want to say it, infinitely. So if you got the 60% right away, and you get another 45% on top of that, that's 105% in 1 round. 105% in 1 round. If you do that again, you're gonna get an additional 105%. Additional, because once again, you're still stacking. So you're at 210% in 2 rounds if you do all 6 super attacks. That's crazy, guys. That's crazy. This is going to be one of the hardest hitting units out there, especially if you're doing like Super Battle Road, Boss Rush, things of that nature, things that take a longer period of time. He is going to grow stronger and stronger and stronger as the fight continues on. So amazingly, the Link skills are amazing because it's all the ones that you want with Fierce Battle, Fuse Fighter, Prepare for Battle, so all the good stuff. The categories: Realm of Gods and Patara. Realm of Gods was Godly Dimension previously before the new translation, and his stats are really great. 17,000 maxed out, 12,000, 11,000 at normal max. So, but if you have all paths open, 17,000. Pretty incredible. And officially, guys, this card is just busted, just crazy. Oh, I forgot to mention this. Even more incredible, guys. His key multiplier is 60%. Oh no, it's 160%. Key multiplier is 160%, making him the highest. Him and Rose, because Rose is the same thing. Highest key multiplier for a TUR. Am I wrong on that? Let me know in the comments below if I'm wrong on that, because the last time I saw the highest key multiplier was 150% with Ultimate Gohan and Angel Golden Frieza, the category leads there. This is 160%. If the passive wasn't strong enough, it's going to be multiplying on 160% multiplier. It's crazy. Once again, like I said, officially this card is busted. Busted like crazy. Yeah, I can't wait to get him. So, I'm going all out, and we'll see what the dynamic on maybe buy 3, get 1 free or something of that nature. Hopefully something of that nature will come about for these banners for the New Year's here. So, now let's transfer over to, in my opinion, I think Rose is better. Now people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're crazy," but let me tell you, let me justify this. First, let's look at the art. The art is really cool. He is a strength type version TUR Rose, Super Saiyan Rose, Goku Black. Really awesome. He is going on Sith mode here. Looks really incredible. Like I said, the legs look still kind of short on this one as well. They just kind of use the same kind of pose on both of them, which I like. Which, you know, the whole Vegito Blue and Goku Black is in that arc kind of go hand in hand there. It looks awesome. And of course, I once again call back to Havo cards. I did create a version of I was gonna make them like a TUR or LR in here. I think the Sith one even looks better. So, so let's take a look at the card itself, and let me kind of see if I can get you guys to agree with me that this card is better. The reason why I think this card is better is because the immediacy of the card. So, Punishment of Anger, Goku Black, Super Saiyan Rose, max level 120%, TUR, super, I'm sorry, not super strength, extreme strength, villain strength. I think I said super strength, but it's extreme strength, 58 cost, and the same dynamic in the leader skill. All the type advantages must be on the team for all the extreme types to get the buff. The 120 Neo God buff of Ki +3, and then HP attack defense 120%. So let's talk about the super attack and passive skill. Once again, the immediacy of this card I really like even better, because it also buffs the entire team and the entire group. So causes immense damage and raises the allies' attack by 30% for 1 turn. Now it doesn't stack, but if he's in the first spot, he's gonna not only buff his attack by 30%, but everybody else's attack by 30%. So your team's just gonna wipe everybody out with an additional 30% buff. Now it's also benefits once again Super Battle Road and all these other harder events. But on top of that, the passive skill is the Mutation of Anger. His super attack is amazing. I've seen the animation. Once again, I don't have the video on it, but I'm sure you can find it. It's pretty cool. Using the Sith there. Going back to the passive skill, the Mutation of Anger, own attack 120%, and so that buff is immediate, guys. You don't have to wait. You don't have to do a little RNG to see if it's going to be super attacks and that nature. It's immediate, right away, 120% attack. And then the extreme type allies a key +3 and a defensive boost. So he's gonna buff the allies with 3 key and 50% defense. That's amazing. That is amazing. Once again, all the allies are getting this buff up here. And by the way, if you do a super attack, his attack immediately is going to be 150% boost, because he's getting a 30% boost off of the super attack, and his own attack 120%. So right away, boom. And then he has an internal debuff for super type enemies, minus 20% attack and defense. This card is going to hit crazy hard against super type characters. For heroes, watch out, heroes. Rose is coming for you. His link skills are all the ones that you want for a villain. Fear and Faith, Nightmare, Prepare for Battle, Fierce Battle, Big Bad Bosses. All good stuff. Category, Realm of Gods, Patara. His HP is a little bit lower than Vegito Blue, but his attack's about the same. We didn't get the information on when you open up all paths. I'm sure it's going to be pretty similar to Vegito Blue. And again, like I mentioned before, he is a 160% 12 key multiplier. Amazing. The damage, I just foresee the damage of all this. It's going to be pretty crazy on this card here. And once again, officially, this card is busted. Tell me who you guys like better. Do you guys like Vegito Blue, as you continue to grow and get stronger and stronger to an infinite amount, or the immediacy of Goku Black having that 150 buff right away, have a 50% defensive boost right away, and then of course add key to all allies, and if you're running extreme, you're getting +6 to key, right? If you have Zamasu on this team, man, oh, it's crazy. And then raises the allies' attack by 30%. Immediacy right away, versus kind of the single slow burn of Vegito Blue. Anyway, I like Rose better. What do you guys think? Comment below. So let's go ahead and transition to the other cards that maybe you guys aren't really interested in, but I want to, like I said, a little bit go into more detail about all the units that are coming out. So we have the Rage Trunks, which I love the art. I still love the no pupils, the internal blue auras. Like, I want to be a Super Saiyan God, but not quite there. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, that is, blue there with the Super Saiyan aura around it. I just love that look. So looks great. I still like the strength version, the old strength version of it better. The card art there, because that scene was incredible in the anime. So this card here and then the Zamasu that I'll cover is kind of goes hand in hand. They're and I'm just going to really focus on the passive skills. So the TUR here, the passive skill is damage received reduced by 40%. It's going to be a mini tank. He tanks a little bit better because he also, on his super attack, raises his defense by 30% for 6 turns, and it stacks on top of that. So Rage Trunks is going to stack really well, and his attack and defense are going to be increased by the lower HP amounts up to max 120. So the lower your HP, the higher the attack and defense you're going to get. So a lot of people are confused by this because I'm going to switch over now to the Zamasu. And this is the Zamasu art here. And by the way, all these cards, if you guys notice, the TUR is really cool on all these. Vegito Blue, Rose, Rage Trunks, and then Zamasu. So it's kind of gone away a little bit from the SSR being better, right? So we had a time frame where the SSR was like, oh, the SSR, I'd rather have the SSR art. But yeah, all these the art, the visuals of the TURs are all better in my opinion here. So this is the counterpart to the Rage Trunks, and once again, that passive skill is damage reduced by 40%. So both of these are, in a sense, mini tanks. His super attack, he doesn't increase the defense, but he increases the HP because it works well with his passive skill. His attack and defense raises with the higher amount of HP. So you start off at max already. So max at 60%. Now 60% is quite low. It's half the amount that Trunks gets. but you'll probably get the buff sooner, I guess, than you would on the Trunks. I don't know what the Trunks buffs at right away at max. Probably not much, but you'll get max out of 60% here. But you know, Zamasu isn't as strong as Rage Trunks anyway, so kind of going hand in hand with the character. But they could have probably at least bumped it to 80% right off the bat, because it will reduce over time. So, but if you have Zamasu on the team with that HP recovery, and then this on top of that, his super attack recovers 7% of HP, you might stay at 100% HP for a while. So once again, this is going to be a support card, a mini tank for Zamasu and Trunks, and we don't know if this is going to be summonable or free to play. So it's going to be interesting when these cards, when these units drop. So I didn't go over the SR cards here. This video is already long enough, so I'll skip through the SR cards. You'll see them, and you'll be mad pulling those cards anyway. So the SR cards when they pop up. So let me finalize the video here with two more things. Actually, one is the free-to-play card that's going to drop on New Year's Eve. It's called the New Start Android 18. It's the Gasha Girl one on there. I still think Chi-Chi's getting shafted on not getting a SSR waifu card. No one loves Chi-Chi, I guess. So anyway, this is an interesting card because it's called the New Start. And if you are going to start on JP, this is a great card to have in the beginning to start leveling up all your other units, because the cost is only 18 here, and all types attack and defense is up by 30%. But in reality, the passive skill is the benefit, is the all allies attack and defense 20%. It is a support unit right away. So if you have really great cards, or you're going to pull off of the Vegito Blue and Rose banner and get some of those, when you have Android 18, you have this unit on your team, and you don't have all the other support units, because you know those are the 40% ones that you pull off of. This is a great card to have. All allies, attack and defense 20%, and then is also a mini nuker, key +1 and attack for every attack 8% for every key orb obtained. So it's really great free-to-play card. It's free, and you're getting it automatically, and every account's going to have it. So I think it's a great gift for the New Year's here. So what I also like about it is the super attack is the Destructo disc for, of course, her hubby Krillin. So I think that's pretty neat there too. So great gift that we're going to get on JP here for the New Year's, and I hope Global gets in a sense the same. We'll see. Finally, this is kind of maybe a rant one here. The discussion on thinking that the legendary election on Global was going to be exclusive for Global. I guess not. So on January 10th in the US here, Pacific time, Vegito Blue's LR Vegito Blue is going to drop. Well, LR Vegito in itself, we still don't have the information on what the LR Vegito Blue is actually going to be. But the free-to-play one, the one that was supposed to be global exclusive, because that's what we voted on the legendary election, I guess it's not. I guess the power of JP has come strong again, and one of the reasons I'm guessing why is because JP does provide a lot more money than Global on Dokkan, just by the numbers in itself, the sheer numbers of new players on JP, and they're probably pissed off that they were going to get, or that Global was going to get this card and they weren't. So their voice is a little bit louder than Global. Hopefully Global will come strong, because Global needs some more exclusives. I love what they did with Goku Black. I hope they do something with Super Saiyan 3 Broly, the 120 lead, on there. But this was kind of disheartening. But it's cool for JP players in your JP account getting another free-to-play card in LR Vegito Blue. Anyway, tell me what you guys think about this. I'd love to hear your guys' comments. And of course, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff, and of course comment below. I'd like seeing what you guys say and what you guys comment on. I tend to try to comment back or reply back to you guys as much as I can. But yeah, this is the JP, the Japan version of Dokkan. New Year celebration. It is crazy hype, and we got a little bit of notification of what we're getting on global, but I don't know if anything could beat this. So thank you guys for watching, and of course, keep on Dokkaning. We will catch you next time.